If you've ever had seeds sprout nicely and then stall out, fall over, or just not thrive, the problem might not be your lights or your watering. It might be the soil. Welcome to Garden State Veg. I'm Jeff. Today I want to show you the seed starting mix I use for everything I start in trays. It's simple, it's inexpensive, and it's very consistent. I'll walk through the ingredients, the ratios, and then I'll show 3 slightly different mixes I use, depending on what I'm growing. When seeds first sprout, they don't need fertilizer. They don't need rich soil. What they need is air, moisture, and space for roots to grow. That's why regular garden soil doesn't work well in trays. And potting soil, even good potting soil, is often too heavy or too rich for seedlings. A good seed starting mix should hold moisture evenly, drain well, stay light and fluffy, and not compact over time. That's exactly what this mix is designed to do. Everything I use starts with the same 4 ingredients. First is cocoa coir. This is the main component of the mix. It holds moisture evenly without getting soggy. You could substitute peat moss for the cocoa coir if you prefer. You'll achieve the same results. Next is perlite. This is what keeps the mix light and well drained. It creates air pockets so roots can breathe. Then there's vermiculite. This helps with moisture retention and good contact between the seed and the soil. And finally, worm castings. These add gentle nutrients, but this is where I'm careful. I don't use worm castings for everything. Over time, I realized that not all seedlings want the same thing. Fast-growing greens behave differently than tomatoes or peppers. Some plants only stay in trays a couple of weeks. Others may stay there for a month or more. So instead of one universal mix, I use 3 simple variations based on how long the seedlings will live in the tray. This first mix is for fast growers and sensitive seedlings. The mix is light, clean, and very forgiving. I used this for my lettuce and spinach, and it would be great for arugula, mustard greens, bok choy, and most microgreens if you're growing those. These plants germinate quickly and don't stay in trays very long. They don't need nutrients early on, and too much nitrogen can actually cause problems. This mix keeps them sturdy and compact. The second mix is for seedlings that grow a little slower and stay in trays longer, but they still don't want to be pushed too hard early on. I use this mix for my onions and some of the herbs I grow, and it's also good for things like leeks and celery. These plants benefit from a small amount of nutrition, but I still keep it light. They'll get fed later on, just not right away. This last mix is for plants that stay in trays the longest and eventually need more support. I use this mix for tomatoes, peppers, broccoli, cabbage, and other brassicas. These seedlings develop true leaves fairly quickly and can actually use a little nutrition while still in the tray. Even here, I'm not trying to feed heavily, just enough to carry them until transplant time. Before I fill any trays, I always pre-moisten the mix. I want it to feel like a wrung-out sponge, moist, but not dripping wet. I don't pack the soil down. I let it stay loose. After planting, I prefer bottom watering whenever possible. It keeps the surface drier and helps prevent issues like damping off. And I label everything, every tray, every time. Store-bought seed starting mixes aren't bad. I've used them plenty of times, but I found them to be inconsistent. Some bags are too fine, some are too chunky, and fungus gnats seem to love them. Making my own gives me control. I know exactly what's in it, and I get the same results every time. So those are the 3 seed starting mixes I use and what I grow in each one. You don't need fancy ingredients or expensive bags of soil. You just need the right balance for the stage the plant is in. If you use a different mix that works well for you, I'd love to hear about it. feel free to leave a comment. In the next video, I'll show how I actually start seeds using these mixes, from trays and labels to lights and watering. Thanks for watching. If this video was helpful, hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, enjoy the garden.